Paris, at long last, RT has arrived on French television. The Kremlin-funded news agency aired its first broadcast Monday, accusing the French government of supporting terrorism in Syria and featuring a far-right local politician who waxed poetic about a world where France regained its independence from NATO. For an agency accused of spreading disinformation in the 2016 U.S. election, these might be the predictable stances, especially in a Western democracy that is no stranger to nativist populism. But in a Europe where the extreme right has made significant gains in recent elections, the important question is how many people in France and across the continent will actually see these new nightly broadcasts. For the moment, not many. RT, formerly known as Russia Today, can only be seen online, via its own website or with a subscription to the broadband arm of Iliad, a French telecommunications service provider. The channel will not be readily available in average French households, unlike France's four major news channels, which run 24/7. National Security Strategy Plan paints China, Russia as U.S. competitors. This may soon change, as France's two biggest telecommunication providers, Orange and SFR, are still in negotiations with RT, the conglomerates confirmed to the French press earlier this week. If the parties reach an agreement, RT could find wider audiences. The network has sizable ambitions, a reported launch budget of some $24 million, as well as the goal of hiring 150 employees by the end of next year. RT is not a journalistic outlet, it's an information weapon, said Ben Nimmo, a research fellow with the Atlantic Council's Digital Forensic Research Lab and an expert on disinformation and hybrid warfare. Its purpose is to build an audience to be used for information warfare if necessary. To that end, Nimmo said, Margarita Simonian, RT's editor-in-chief, has regularly described her organization as an information weapon and, in the Russian press, has compared it to Russia's Ministry of Defense. Putin thanks Trump for CIA intel that foiled a planned terrorist attack in Russia. As Simonian said in a 2013 interview, it's a weapon like any other. Do you understand? And to say, why do we need it? It's about the same as saying, why do we need the Ministry of Defense, if there is no war? In 2012, Simonian put it this way, the Defense Ministry was fighting with Georgia, she said in another interview, referring to the 2008 Russian invasion of Georgia. But we were fighting the information war, and what's more, against the whole Western world. RT has technically been in France since 2015, although not on television until now. The organization has operated a platform for web journalism that was the object of much anxiety in the 2017 French presidential election, which saw the Kremlin-backed Marine Le Pen, a right-wing extremist, face off against the centrist Emmanuel Macron, who ultimately won in a landslide. At a news conference in late May, just weeks after his victory, Macron stood next to Russian President Vladimir Putin and called RT and Sputnik organs of influence and propaganda that spread counterfeit truths about me. Russia rolls out plan to bar American media from parliament in RT retaliation.